Greetings. Now I've got lots of new friends. So recapping, working from memory as always. Going back to trucking. One night at Felixstowe Docks, I tried to pick up a 40-foot container for a customer at Banbury in Oxfordshire to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it was extremely humid and the rain was sheeting down. All I had on was a t-shirt and shorts and the boots, and I was drowned. I left the docks and pulled into this lay-by on the A14. The other drivers had turned the tellies off, closed the curtains and gone to sleep. So I pulled up and got the towels out, dried myself off, stripped off, and laid a dry bath towel over the bed and laid there, and I could hardly breathe. The only window I could open was a small quarter window because the rain was that heavy, and then the storm started. Because I hadn't drawn the curtains because there were no houses nearby. The lay-by was deserted. And amazing lightning and crashing thunder. Then there was a huge bolt of lightning immediately followed by the most enormous bang, and the truck rocked from side to side, and I was loaded up to 44 ton. And then it turned cool, so I was able to get under the quilt and go to sleep. Next morning I looked up at the container and it was charred where the lightning struck the container, but I was insulated because the truck had about 20 odd tyres. Otherwise I would have been electrocuted, and I won't be here now. So I got stuck on the N25. I think that's right, yeah. I got stuck on the N25 in the usual traffic jam, and young Stephen, I was doing contract work at Mainhout, a company at Ostend in Belgium. I got stuck on the N25, and young Stephen in the office phoned, and as usual I picked up the phone and I said, "Hello?" Silence. "Arthur?" "Hello, Stephen. Are you at the customer yet, Arthur?" "No, Stephen." "How long will you be, Arthur?" "I've no idea, Stephen." "Well, can't you just give me some idea, Arthur?" I said, what do you want me to do, Stephen? Sprout wings and fly over this fucking lot? I'm jammed on the N25, okay? "But Arthur, if you don't get to the customer on time, the load will have to be rebooked." I said, "Stephen, fuck off," and ended the call. So he then phoned Mick, my boss in Nottingham, who owned the truck I was driving. Mick was telling me later he was busy doing his work on his concrete mixer, and the phone rang. Mick says, "Hello?" "Michael?" "Hello, Stephen. Arthur is being very abusive and swearing at me on the phone. I only want to know what time he will be at the customer. Mick said he'll get there when he can get off his back." "Thank you, Mick." So it would have been very nice to stop for breakfast, but I hadn't got the time. So I got there feeling very tired, irritable, on the edge of having a heart attack, my first heart attack. I'm diabetic and didn't know it, so I had a very short fuse, and this cocky has come bouncing up. "Open the container doors, driver, and if anything falls out, we're not responsible." Well, that wound me up for a start. I said, "I'll open the container doors by all means. If anything falls out, don't even think about blaming me." He said, "You're the driver." I said, "I didn't fucking load it, you stupid cunt. It was loaded in fucking China, okay?" He said, "Don't you swear at me. I'll fetch the boss down." I said, "You can fetch you the fucking hell you like down." I got back in the cab, slammed the door. The boss came down. I said, "Look, I bought this container from Felixstowe Docks. I don't know what's in it, and I don't want to know. When you open the doors, if anything falls out, you can't let..." He says, "Alright, driver, alright, calm down. We give these youngsters a bit of power and it goes to the head." So then another time I picked up a container told to take it to a customer at Worcester on the industrial estate. Once again, I didn't know what was in it. And at the customer at Worcester, I opened the doors and it was full to the roof with Australian wine. I thought, oh lovely, I might get a bottle. And the customer's responsibility to unload or load the containers. My job was to deliver the container to the customer, then either reload it somewhere or take it back to the docks. And after they unloaded it, the bloke came up, he says, 2 cartons short, mate. I said, what are you fucking telling me for? I didn't load it. He says, what attitude you got? I said, I didn't load it, you silly cunt, it was loaded in Australia. If there's anything wrong with the load, phone the shipping agents and they'll contact the customer in Australia. And he looked at me, but I was bigger than him. So I did, I had a very short fuse, and it weren't long after that I had my first heart attack, followed by another that ended my 40-year truck driving career. And I've got this excellent long-term memory. I worked with Jackie at P&O Birmingham, and I loved Jackie. I got on with her ever so well. And she used to phone me, I've got a good load for you, Arthur, that will get you home to Nottingham. I said, oh lovely. She said, it's to Armitage's at Colwick. I said, Colic! How many more times have I got to tell you, Jackie? Spelt Colwick, pronounced colic. She says, yes, I know, I like to wind you up. I said, well, don't. And down at Southampton docks one day, the docks were fogbound. There was nothing moving. And Jackie was not happy because all her trucks from P&O Birmingham and all the contractors like me, we were all standing. And Jackie phoned me and she said, go and see Adolf, bloke in the shipping line office who she didn't like. Ask him if he's got anything that you can do local. Well, I phoned her back. I says, no Jackie, he's got nothing. He said, you know what the situation is down here. She bawled on the phone. I had to put the phone away from me ear. She says, how the fucking hell do I know what the situation is down there? I'm stuck up here in fucking Birmingham. Go back and tell the silly cunt. I said, Jackie darling, calm down. There's nothing moving. The docks are fog bound. I'm afraid you just got to wait for the fog to lift. So go and get a cup of tea. Don't patronise me, Arthur, she said. Then she sent me to pick a load up from a customer at Hucknall, outside Nottingham. And I got there and there was an old man couldn't get in because he hadn't got the keys to this warehouse. And a car drove up and a little Indian guy, the boss, came and they opened the doors and the Indian said to me, you get in the container, driver, and me and my workmate, the old man, will pass the carpets. It was carpets for export. I said, no, I'm not going in there, mate, I'm not insured. It's your responsibility to load the container, as you well know. I will phone your boss. I says, yeah, alright then. So I gave her Jackie's phone number. And Jackie was telling me afterwards she read the right act to him. That driver works for me, not for you. It is your responsibility to load the container and you organise labour. But Jackie said to me, go and get your breakfast off and take your time over it, leave in to me. Yeah, she read in the right act. So I got back, the poor man was on his knees and they got the container loaded. So I took the shipping notes round and asked the Indian guy to sign the notes, and in a temper he ripped the document. So I calmly wrote out some more and went back to him. I said, they won't accept the torn document, could you sign it again? And he was angry. I thought, you stop, little bastard, who the fucking hell do you think you are? You know, short fuse. And then one day she sent me to pick up some JCBs, you know, the big yellow JCBs in an open top container from Daventry, and bring them back to the P&O yard, and they will go on the train down to Felixstowe. I got Andrew with me. So me and Andrew went for breakfast while they loaded the JCBs and chopped them down with chains and everything. And I got back and began the notes. I got back on the M6 heading back towards Birmingham. Came off the M6 at Spaghetti Junction, headed down to P&O's yard, and the police appeared. Police cars everywhere, one in front of me, one behind, two at the side of me. Andrew said, "What's happening, Dad?" I said, "No idea." And the police officer came up. He says, I spilled my dinner. A bit gravy. He said, "We suspect these JCBs have been stolen. Open the container doors, please." I says, "I can't. They're sealed with a custom seal." And he said, "Well, I'll have a look over the top. Where's the steps?" I says, "There ain't none." He says, "Are you trying to be funny?" I said, "Look, here's your shipping notices. It's a legitimate shipping order. I picked them up at Daventry. They're going back to P&O's yard, and they're going on the train down to Felixstowe Docks. It's only just round the corner. Come back to the yard, or I'll let them sort it out." So they gave me a police escort. All the P&O trucks and all the contractors saw me going in with a police escort. Like, you know, "Oh God, he's awful. What's he done wrong?" And in the yard, the police officer said to another one, "Get a crowbar and break that seal." I said, "You'll be in trouble if you do. Customer's got more power than you lot." I said to Andrew, "Go and fetch Jackie out." She came out in a wild temper. "You dare break that seal, you'll be in serious trouble." She was shouting and bawling at him. And there had been a number of JCBs stolen, and as I drove along the M6, they looked down as there was an open top container. They saw the JCBs. It was in the middle of the day, and they assumed that they were stolen. So this video, I don't want it to go on too long. It's nearly 13 minutes, so I'll leave it at that. But I am supposed to be putting all this down in my memoirs, which, who knows, one day I may complete. But trucking a good life, and I've got this excellent long-term memory that gets stronger. My short-term memory is fading. What I did this time 2 days ago, I haven't got a fucking clue. People criticise me for using bad language, but you know, I'm an ex-lorry driver, ex-trucker, and lorry driver don't say "oh darling." I'm so annoyed, I'll stamp my foot. People say "fucking hell, what a bastard," and that's it. It's only words. So that's it. I'm going to watch Stallone soon on ITV4, First Blood. God knows how many times I've seen it, but it's worth watching again. Right, cheers.